relationships in Salesforce. How do we create it, and what are the difference between custom and standard? Okay, standard objects and custom objects, and how to create relationship between objects. What are the field data types available, and how do we create them? And also field dependencies, and we'll have a look at the schema builder also. So there's nothing much to present over here. We can directly, jump into the org. Firstly, let's understand now what is a data model in Salesforce. It's essentially an aggregation of Salesforce objects and fields, because the entire data will be saving or storing it in objects only. And how do we do that? Using the fields. Okay.
Okay.
Each field holds a separate piece of data, like it has its own data types. Like we can create text data type, pick list, currency, percentage type, and multi-select pick list. We can create date type, date with a timestamp. Okay, all these types we can create. Before switching to creation of fields, let's look at the objects which were available in Salesforce. So when we first register to our developer edition, if you go navigate to Object Manager, and you can see list of objects present over here. The label is account. API name will be same for standard objects. And if you see here, the type is standard. That is why we were not able to see __ C for any of these objects. These are the standard objects by default Salesforce is providing. So these are the out of the box objects which were already created by Salesforce. And if we open any of the standard object, we can see some fields, standard fields were already provided by the Salesforce. And account name, account number, right? And with the Salesforce, we can always customize the standard fields as well. Like when I say customize, we can rename the label. We can, if there are any pick list fields, we can always control the values from the pick list. And for account, okay. If we go to the industry.
Okay.
And let's see what are the pick list values available over here. So by default, they have provided some bunch of pick list values. If we don't need any of the pick list value, we can deactivate it. It's showing a pop-up message like whether we are sure to do that. Yeah. I have just deactivated apparel. It's taking time to load. Let me refresh it. Save it. Yes. Okay. Okay. It's already inactive, but it didn't show up over here when we refresh the page. The page no longer exists. Let me navigate to the object manager again. And when you go to fields, industry, when I open the industry, If you see, apparel is inactive. So likewise, whatever the standard objects were there, be it the page layout or any, to the left side configurations, as well as the fields, right? Whatever we have from the out of the box, without, we creating manually, we can always control that. We can always customize as per the requirement or, client need. And we can introduce new value as well.
Where
Fine.
this industry picklist will be using that like any like objects creation.
Object creation. Like this pick list is specific to account,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
right? So if you want to have this industry as a pick list on any other object, we can create it manually.
Okay.
I hope that is what your question, right?
Okay, no problem. You continue. Maybe I can understand later point. Yeah. How
Yeah.
this industry pick list will come in the real time? I'm just asking. In real
Okay.
time scenario or any real time projects.
Understood. So
Mm.
generally, industry will be captured from the lead first. So if
Okay.
you
Okay.
are looking for the real-time use case,
Mm-hmm.
so we were talked about how how the leads were generated. Okay, and
Mm.
during the lead, when we are inserting the data, industry will be captured over here. Okay, so the same list will be present in account as well. So whenever we move this, you know, convert this lead. uh,
Okay.
One moment. How do I, you know, close this or okay? So let me go to any lead record. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So I will be first creating a lead. Okay, new lead. Mr. Prakash. Company will be IBM. Lead source will be a partner referral. And industry I will be selecting over here, right?
Okay.
Consulting. And I will be, filling all the appropriate information which I need, in my lead. And I will be saving it.
Okay.
So now my lead information is captured over here. So I have the, minor details which I need in order to uh, proceed with this particular lead. So I have his mobile number, lead source, and industry. So when I convert this lead, like when do we convert? When we, get in touch with this particular lead, we call him or, we email him and we will have some discussion and post that when we think this lead as a, prospect, like we might feel this lead will be, doing the business with us, then we will be converting it.
Okay.
And when we convert the lead, we the information whatever we have filled over here, right, will be
Okay.
segregated into account, contact, and opportunity. This was already covered in session 2. You can go through the video,
Okay.
but
Sorry. I will go through it. Okay. Fine. Then yeah, maybe I missed that. Okay. Fine.
and account, contact, and opportunity will be created. Account will be holding the company name from which we will be expecting a business. Contact will be the point of contact from that particular company.
Yeah.
Mr. Prakash is the one, right? And opportunity
Mm-hmm.
will be with the company name itself. Okay, so when I convert
Okay.
it, the lead will no longer present and it will be converted into three objects: account, contact, and opportunity. So if I go to account, when I navigate to details, If you see here, industry will be consulting, right? So some data might be manually needed by the sales executives or the agents who are working in sales, or like working in this particular application, but majority of the information will be captured in the lead and distributed among these three objects. Okay, that's where industry plays a role.
Okay.
And for our example, right, we can always customize the existing out of the box objects. So we can rename it also, like for now, uh, lead, task and account, right? We have leads as leads. So if we want to rename it, we can always do that. We can always customize it. So when I have to navigate to rename tabs and labels, and if you want to edit custom objects, so let's say I want to edit this to account one, or let's say customers. Okay, customers, customer. Because these are the suggestion by Salesforce. Generally, this will fit into most of the projects. If the customer, or the client is not happy with the labeling and or naming, we can always do that. So let me refresh the page. You do hard refresh. Yeah, if you see here, account is changed to customers, right? And if
Okay.
you see, observe this, I have put Salesforce as logo, and I have renamed the sales application to Salesforce. See, you won't find sales in my org. I have because I have renamed it to Salesforce. If you check in your org, it will be as sales, right? And I have renamed this also. And this is at the object level, and we have customized at field level also. Likewise, we can customize every component which were already present in the Salesforce. So this is the custom object. Oh, okay, customer. Okay. So let me rename it to avoid confusion, because we already have one more object with a customer label, right?
Mm.
Reverting the changes. The main point I want to showcase is like everything is customizable. Like whatever the standard we have, there are no limitations. We can customize each and every component that is already present in the system. And let's talk about the custom objects and how do we create them. So in order to create custom object, we have to go to the navigate to the object manager. And if you see here, there are two options. One is custom object, the other one is custom object from spreadsheet. Like if we want to create from a spreadsheet, we can do that. But generally, this is not recommended because we might end up, again, prepare, like in order to create from a spreadsheet, preparing the spreadsheet itself, time taking thing. We need to
Mm.
follow some set of rules in order to have the like create a field label and data type and the length of it, everything we have to maintain in a tabular format, which will be more which needs more effort. So let's switch to the manual way of creating it. So when I create a custom object, it is asking for a label. I want to name this as a demo parent. And plural will be demo parents. There is a checkbox whether if this starts with a vowel sound. Okay, since it's starting with the D, we will not check this. If you want to give any description, we can always do that.
Okay.
This object is created for demo purpose. So why this description is needed? So whenever we create any component in Salesforce, we have two. One is places. One is for description, one is for help. Description helps the developer to know why this is created. Like we will give there is any ticket related to this, we will give the ticket number and a short description of it. What is the purpose of creating it? So that after 1 year or 2 year we can go whenever we check for this particular object, we end up not remembering anything, right? So that is the purpose we will have a description.
Okay.
And there's a checkbox like whenever we log into any new org, right? It will showcase some a pop-up stating that for a training or help on this particular object. So if you want to have that, you can check this. Similarly, when we registered, right, there is a pop-up came like have a navigation tour, right? How to navigate between the objects and records. That is what it says. If we want to have this help window, we can select this. Or if we have developed any custom Visualforce page, we can always choose that. Since I have not created any custom Visualforce, there are none out here. So I will be selecting the standard Salesforce provided help only, help setting. And what is this record name? Record name is the name which displayed when we create a record. Okay, like this is the lead object, right? When I create new, it says new lead, right? And when I open any existing lead record, this is the information we will be having, right? Like all the fields which were present. Similarly, what is the record name? It has to show when we create a record. For lead showing lead name, right? Similarly, for demo parent, it will be demo parent. By default, it is created from the label which we created. If we want to remove this name, we can do that. Generally, it will be good to have object name label and name as the record name. And what's the data type we want to have for this object? Because whenever we create, if you go see here, look at the lead. When I create lead, name. Lead is a contact. That's not the best example. Let me create an account, okay? When I create an account, this is not a field which we created, but the object itself will be having a field when we create. So account name. Similarly, when we are trying to create it, right? What is the data type of this particular object? When I created this, let's say I have already saved this custom object. And if I want to create any record with this custom object, the object itself will provide a standard field which will holds the additional information about this particular object. So what is that we want to have? For account, we have created like it's a standard, right? It is having text. So for custom object, if we want to have auto number, we can select that. So it will be generating sequential number And the format should be like this. If you want to have three digits, you can create that, and starting number will be 001. So if I select text here, it will ask the user to enter the text details. If I give auto number, it will be generating a sequential auto number. Let's create a auto number here. And there are additional features, optional features while creating any custom object. What is it? So it's showing allow reports. So whenever we create any report, if at all we want this object to be present in report creation, we have to select this. If we uncheck this, this object will not be present in report creation. And there are activities also present in every object. Let me navigate to any object and show what are the activities in Salesforce. If you see here, we can create an email, we have a task list, right? To-do
Mm-hmm.
list, calendar activity.
Right.
Whether we want this object to have activities or not. So definitely
Okay.
most of the objects will be needing it. So I'm selecting this. Track field history. Like this is useful in tracking the field history. When I say field history, let's say we have an amount field in opportunity. Uh, I have entered a value 10,000 and I have made it to 5,000, and again I have made it to 2,000. So all these field values, right, will be tracked if I select this. So entire record level history will be tracked only if we select this. If not, this option will not be available for that particular object which we created. But by default, this will not be checked. We have to manually do that. Chatter groups. So there are chatter groups feature also present in Salesforce. If we want to have this in chatter group, we will select this. What are chatter groups? We can have a question, poll or a post which will helpful to the team, right? We can do that. So if
Mm-hmm.
you want to enable this chatter and activity, it has to be checked during the object creation. Not only at the object creation, even after creating the object, we can edit and make the changes. But these features will be available at object level only.
So the track field history that will track all the fields in that object.
No, this is like enabling the track field history option in order to select which field we want to track it, right?
Okay.
We will be,
Okay. Okay.
doing at the object level. That I will showcase when we, successfully create this.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That is not the ideal use case, right? Because we end up creating
Mm.
100 to 120 fields in per object, and if you are
Correct. Correct.
keeping track of each field, which is not
Correct.
really required, right? And
Correct.
also it will be more overhead to the system also. We
Correct.
end up consuming more CPU usage, or the
Yeah. Sure.
resource will be consumed by us, and that too for a not important task, right? Because nobody needs to track every field. Like let's say
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
changing the activity or the date also, right? Created date, edited date, that also will be tracked for every
Mm.
action we do, which is not required.
Mm. And what can you explain that allow in chatter group once again?
Okay, sure. There is a chatter option in
Right.
Salesforce. By default, it is present for account object, out of the box feature. So what does
Mm.
chatter do? Like if you want to chat with the internal team, like my sales
Right.
team or whoever having the Salesforce access, like I want to share them a news. Okay.
Okay.
Like we won the deal
Mm-mm.
for, IBM. I want to convey this to everyone. So I will post this
Okay.
so that everyone, in my contacts, right? Like the sales executives or everyone will be knowing this. Like I'm I'm not, dialing everyone or texting everyone. I'm just posting it so that everyone in my org
Okay.
who have access to chatter will be knowing this. Even if I want to conduct a poll, right?
Mm-hmm.
What to do with today's meeting or something like that. We can give the choice like
Mm-hmm.
uh, virtual, something like that. Okay, virtual or face to face. And if I want to ask, I can post this, and I
Mm-hmm.
will, once everyone is, done with their voting, I will get the results. I can view the results in my chatter. Similarly, we can post a question,
Okay.
just like, knowledge article, which I want to get clarified. So this is the chatter option. This is out of the box configuration
Okay.
available,
So
which we
that
can,
chatter is not a child of that customer record. It's
it will
a
be,
okay.
because chatter might be present in every object, right?
Hmm.
Like every object where we enable, I meant to say. So for standard objects, it will be present. Even for the leads also, it will be present. It
Okay.
is child to
That particular
account.
record, right?
Yeah. Here in this case, it's child to lead. See here. Because we will be making a chatter specific to that particular lead or account as well, right? It is
Correct. Correct.
child to that particular object only. Yeah. And enable license. Like if this object is Salesforce licensed, when we say Salesforce licensed, right, it requires a permission set, because
Hmm.
when we install any package from App Exchange, there are some objects which really requires Salesforce licensing. In
Hmm.
general, in general, for any object, we will be requiring only the profile to access it, right? But certain object requires Salesforce licensing, but for the customs, it is not really required. Only we can access it through profile. That is why it is disabled,
Okay. Okay.
right? And the object classification has three options, which allow sharing. Like if we want
Hmm.
to enable sharing settings for this, we will be, checking this. And if we want to bulk access it,
Okay.
bulk API access. So this is for integrating with the third party application.
Hmm.
If we want to have streaming API access, continuous seamless API access, we will select this.
Okay.
So deployment status. Since we were about to save, we have to select deployed. So deployed and deployment. When we say deployed, the object is created successfully. So when we select in deployment means it is still in progress. Like there were some changes which we will be needing it. Like this status will be useful to the developer, stating that whether this is completely deployed or in deployment only. This has nothing to do in terms of functionality or anything in the background. Okay, this is purely for developer purpose. So if I click deployed and save, it will be like we were ensuring that everything is done.
Okay.
And there is a search also. So what is this search? So when I click here, right, and if I want to search any lead with this is the global search. Okay, so
Hmm.
I can search any recorder user also. Let me search Praveen first, and I'm clicking enter. Now my result. shows uh, I have two results. Let me open that and see what results it have fetched for me. Okay, like it's showing the component which has saved in the system. So I am the owner for it. So it got fetched this. Generally, I want to search records with the name test. I'm not giving any account or lead. I'm just giving a test only.
Mm.
Okay, there is no test data created. Let me search with Jack. So if you see, there are two records. One is for lead and the other one is for contact with Jack
Mm.
Roberts, right? So similarly, if at all I want search to be enabled, I will select this.
Okay.
If I disable this, search will not give any, pull out any records from custom object, this demo object.
Okay.
And there is a attachment option
Okay.
available. Let me go to any lead record and show that. Sales page. No, not on the lead. For lead, there's no attachment present. Let me go to opportunity. And in the right related list, if you see notes and attachment were there, right? So we
Mm.
we can attach documents, attachments, everything, object like a JPG, all the files over here. If we select this add attachment option and launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object. If we want to see, I have already showcased that after creating object, we have to create a tab in order to save the record, right? So
Mm.
it's showing an option over here like to launch a custom tab page after creating this. So I'm selecting this and I will click save. It is opening the custom tab wizard directly. If I will not select that, I have to navigate, like I need to navigate to setup and I have to search tab over here, right? In order to create a new tab. Since Salesforce is already opening for me, I'm creating a tab for it. I've selected one tab style
Okay.
for my demo object and I click next. These are the profiles available in the org and it is asking to define the profile
Mm.
level access, like it is default on for all or different tab we want to set a different permission. So if we want to hide for any of the profiles we have, we can hide it. But in general, this is a test org, right? I'm going with
Okay.
a select all and I will be clicking next. Oh, sorry, visibility is not set. Default on. Next. And these are the applications. If I want to
Okay.
remove this for any of the applications, I can remove it. So for now, I
Okay.
want to have this only for Salesforce.
Okay.
So I'm only enabling this for Salesforce application. Okay.
Okay.
And save. Now, if I search for demo app, right? Tab. Oh, sorry. Not tab, demo. Demo parent. Demo parent is the object which I created. I just want to open this. When I click new, since we selected Salesforce help, right? As and when I open this particular object, it is giving me the help, how to get started with the navigation and all. If I not select that, this help will not be popping up. Okay.
Hmm.
When I try, I'm trying to create a new record in demo parent, but since there are no custom fields which we created, right? It's not
Hmm.
giving, it's not popping up, asking up for any value. So since there are no fields, let's create one custom field. In the
Okay.
demo parent, the fields which we have for now are created by owner. These are all default and auto number, right?
Right.
Let me create one. I want to create text data type. So for every object, these are the data types available. We can see auto number. Auto number is the one is available during the object creation, as well as we can create additional auto number as well.
Hmm.
Formula, we will discuss it. First, I want to see these are all the field types which we have: lookup, master detail, checkbox, currency. I want to create a
Hmm.
text for now because I want to showcase how do we create a record for a custom object.
Right.
I have selected text data type, demo name, and then selecting 25. So when we create any custom field, it will ask for the label. And since it is a text, it's asking for a length. And I have given 25. And field name will be automatically populated from the field label. This will be the API name populated as and when we create the custom
Hmm.
component. So later this will be appended with underscore underscore C,
Hmm.
since it is a custom component which we are creating. Okay, like the component type is field, and I want to put some description as well.
Okay.
Demo purpose, and we have help text also. Help text will be you know uh, useful for the end user who is using this application. Let's see how it will be useful. This
Okay.
creates a demo name. I've kept help text as you know a demo, like creates this creates a demo name. And if we want to make this mandatory, like always required, we can select it. For now I'm selecting always required. So there is a duplicate check available as and when we are trying to create it. So if you don't want to allow duplicates, select this and select the criteria how you want to have it. Like you want to treat capital ABC and ABC are duplicate values, we can select this. And
Okay.
if you want to have this caps lock and lowercase as different values, we can choose this. For now, I don't want to have this duplicate check. I'm not selecting it.
Okay.
External ID. So if at all we want to set this as a unique ID, we will select
Hmm.
this. So here it says external ID, right? So whenever we
Hmm.
are doing integration with any third-party application, there should be some unique ID, right? So
Right.
if at all we want this to act as a external ID, we can select this. Since it's a text, right? So I'm not bothering about this. This will
Okay.
be useful when we are integrating our Salesforce with third-party applications.
Okay.
This serves as a unique ID in the external system. Okay. This is
Okay.
auto selected, right? Add to customer report type. See, when we created custom object, we have selected these two, like we have selected this, we have checked an option to add these two reports, right?
Mm.
So in the report, custom report type, this field also available. So we will discuss this report types, later, but for now you can remember this. Okay, when we select this, this field will be available in reporting.
Mm.
Okay. And if we want to have any default formula, like we want to set any default value for this field, for demo, like if I want to put a test as a default value, we can do that. But ideally for all the fields, we will be you know uh, keeping it null, because we want to enter the value through data loading, or user or the sales executive should be enter the data, right? So now I'm selecting as next without giving any default value. Just like the object, this is also asking me, after all the length, label, everything, it's asking to select which profile should have access to this particular field. For now I will not bother about the profiles, because we have not covered anything, right? I will be
Mm.
leaving this page as is. These are all the available profiles, and the permission we have set to this particular field. And if I click next, in the step 4, it's showing layout, right? On what layout this field should be present. So I will uncheck this for now. Oh, this is the only field we have. Okay. There is only one layout present for this particular custom object. That is why
Mm.
it's
Not
not
accepted.
showing option to uncheck. So I will be saving this. Now demo name is a custom field which is which we created just now to the demo parent object. If you see here, it is having underscore underscore C, which implies this as a custom field created by, we are not having any underscore underscore C, which implies it's a standard field. So now let's create record in demo parent and see how the record will be saved. When I click new, it's not yet refreshed. Doing the hard refresh. Sometimes this lightning interface will not get refreshed.
Okay.
Get to Salesforce application. You have a set demo name as required, right? But it's not showing over here
Mm. Yeah.
from the layout. So page layout, let me go to the layout
Mhm.
and see the field which I created, demo name, is present in the layout.
Okay.
There's only one page layout present, demo name. I want to check the field level accessibility, like the permission.
Okay.
Salesforce admin have that access. Put their fields, demo name. I'm just editing and looking what went wrong.
Okay.
I've set the name. It is always required. We have set the length that is present in the layout also. It's not showing up in the layout itself.
Hmm.
So we have only the demo parent as the auto number standard one, but it should the demo name should be present over here. Let me create a new field.
Okay.
I'm selecting text data type
Okay.
again. Name selecting 15. Next. Okay. See, for this custom field, it is showing an option to select whether this has to be present on the layout or not. So I'm selecting
Mm-hmm.
this layout and save.
But there is only one layout, right?
Yeah, only one layout. Until and unless, like by default, as and when create a object, it will have default layout from the with the object
Mm.
name. If we want to have a new layout, we can create it. Yeah, we'll come to this later. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
understand what went wrong. So when we discuss about the layouts and record types, we can discuss
Mm.
that. So demo parent, new.
It's not refreshing, right? Maybe log out and
I guess so. Let me do that. Generally, it won't take that
mm.
long. Even after refreshing, it's not showing up,
Correct,
right?
right? Yeah.
The only reason would be if at all we are not finding that particular field would be the permission only. So we have already given permission to all the profiles. Demo parent. Looks like issue with the Salesforce only. See here. Okay, we have created two, right? Demo name. I will make it as day 3. And I'm not creating anything over here since this is required one, right?
Correct.
And there is I button, information button over here. If I hover my cursor over there,
Mm.
this shows the help text which I created.
Okay.
This creates a demo name, right? So
Mm.
this is how the help is useful to the end user who is using the Salesforce. Because going forward, we might end up creating multiple, fields of text fields which were not making any sense to the end user, so that we can put, some help so that it will be useful for them understand why they are, inputting this particular value, right? And let me save this record.
Okay.
If you see here, the auto generate number created one entry here, right?
Mm.
Demo parent
Right.
name. If I try to create another record, right, the demo parent name is not editable, right? To me, I cannot
Mm.
make any entry over here since it is auto number and system will be taking care of it, automatically generating it. If I give day 3 over here in the name and save,
Mm.
the auto generated number will be, incrementing to 2.
Mm. Okay.
So here I have removed this as a mandatory. Demo name. That is why it didn't ask for a value. If you see here, the demo name is mandatory earlier, but now it's not asking to enter that. Record got saved without entering that particular record. I want to make that field as a mandatory. So I will be selecting this required. Okay. I will be saving it. It got saved. So now let me create a new record without entering demo name. Okay, like dev 4. When I save it, it will throw error stating that required fields were missing.
Right.
So we can enable a required field for the fields whichever we feel required. Any questions
Mm.
so far on this?
No, I think only one thing is I was wondering, we created the page layout, but how did we associate to this app, the Salesforce app?
Right. Like we will, yeah, definitely we will cover that. See, we
Okay.
will be first covering about the fields, then we will, cover the topics about page layouts, lightning pages, buttons, all this stuff, validations, everything. Let's go in a sequential order.
Yeah.
So you're saying how are we mapping page layout to say object, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is
We didn't do that right? Because it seems automatically took it.
right.
Okay.
Yes, it is out of the box. Salesforce provided like as and when we create any custom object. See,
Mm.
let me show how it works. We just created a demo parent in the background, right?
Right.
And we created a tab, right?
Mm.
So that it will be present over here and we can go to the tabs and insert data, like create data manually, right?
Right.
So in order to enter data, this is the layout I have
Right.
in which the fields which were present in the layouts were displaying here. So in order
Mm.
to have this layout visible, right? All the fields which were present in the layout are only visible to us, right? In the UI.
Right.
So that
Mm.
is why Salesforce will be providing a standard layout, sorry, not standard layout, default layout for every
Oh,
object.
oh, okay. Okay.
Because without layout, where do we, view this particular fields?
Right.
There should be some layout, right? That is why,
Correct.
as and when we create any object, there will be one default layout will be provided by Salesforce, and
Mm.
we can customize this as well. So we can rename it, we can create additional page layout, and we can assign this to particular profiles also. We'll come to that later.
Okay, okay.
Now, let's talk about only object level. Okay, so here again, I'm going to object manager. We were discussed about how do we create custom object and custom fields and tabs associated to that particular custom object. So we are good so far with this, right? No questions.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you see in the object level, we have one more option, schema builder. Let's dig into that. What is schema builder? It's taking time to load. Okay, I will be clearing all because it was displaying all the objects present in this arc, right? So I want to clear everything and select only account, lead, contact, and demo parent, which I created. Excuse me, yeah. So we just opened the schema builder, right? And let's see the objects which were present over here. So I have selected account, contact, lead, and demo parent.
Yeah.
In the schema builder, it shows how these objects were related, right? Since we haven't created any relation to demo parent, it is independent. It don't have any relationship with any of the objects like account, contact, or any of the objects in the arc, right? So what is schema builder? Excuse me. Let me have some water. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm getting continuous cough.
No, no, no worries.
Yeah. So from from the schema builder, we were discussed these objects are like tables in DBMS, right? So similarly, for every object, there should be some relation, right? So why do we create relationships? For an example, so let's consider we don't have any relationships to any of the objects. How the data will be present in Salesforce? For account, we end up creating 200 to 300 fields, right? Because all will be maintaining all the account related information in one object, and it will be very difficult for end user to uh, you know look for the details. If at all I want to check for the industry, if there are 200 fields in the layout, I have to check one by one, or I have to do control F and check for the industry. It will be very difficult for user. If I have, like 20 to 30 fields in the layout for one object, it makes the user interface user friendly, right? I can
Hmm.
look at the important fields or fields which are making relevance to me in the layout only, not all the necessary fields, right? So to achieve this, we will be segregating the tables into chunks. Like we'll be creating multiple objects and we will make the relationship between them. Like after lead conversion, we have segregated the lead to three different objects, right? Like account, contact, and opportunity, right?
Hmm.
Let me pull in opportunity also then. So opportunity. Yeah, this is showing up the relationship between these. So why do we create relationship? So we will create, like we will make the tables into different chunks, and we will label them with the appropriate name, and we will store only relevant data particular to that particular relevant to that particular object. In here in this case for account, we have only the account related stuff. All the revenue related stuff like information we are capturing in opportunity, and also the opportunity stages. Like after lead conversion, we have account, contact, and opportunity created. Let's say in
Hmm.
opportunity we will be creating the stages and discussing or nurturing this opportunity in discussion with the customer, uh, right? Like we will be doing the business process from the opportunity itself. Similarly, what lead have all the lead related contact information related to that particular lead. So we will be segregating our data into different tables rather than maintaining huge data like complete data in a one single table or two to three tables. We will be segregating it. Just like account, contact, and opportunity, we have other standard objects as well, right? So asset will be the asset level information present over here. And in the schema builder, we can see that what is the relationship one object have with the other objects, right?
Hmm.
If you see this, the blue line, it shows a lookup, right? And for the master also we have, see, a master related line over here. So it shows like if at all we want to customize the existing schema or create a new schema altogether, we will be navigating to schema builder. For now, there is no connection to the demo parent, right? If I
Hmm.
want to create a lookup from account to demo parent, I will be, creating a lookup over here itself. So I have to navigate to elements and lookup. If I drag the lookup to demo parent, right, it is asking me
Hmm.
for a label. I'll be creating account related to, I can select whichever object I want. For now, I want to select to account. In the account, this demo parent records will be like present with the label demo parents. If you want to change this name, you can always do that. Okay.
Okay.
And when I save this, now you can see lookup is established from demo parent to account. So just like we create, like we have navigated to object manager and created the fields, right? We can create the fields over from schema builder also. So from the elements, you can see all the data types. Okay. If I want to create phone number on demo parent, I will drag this phone number to here and I'm labeling as phone. I don't want to make this as mandatory. I'm not
Hmm.
selecting this as required and I will save it. See, phone is already created here. Let me show from here. If I select new, it's not yet refreshed. Whenever we are making any changes in the backend, like object level, we have to, hard refresh the page to make the changes reflect. Most of the times, since it's lightning, it might take more time. See, now also it not get reflected. I have already created it. Let's go to demo parent and see what are the fields present. So I'm selecting view object.
Okay.
It will open the object manager.
Oh, okay.
If I go to the fields, phone number is already created, but since it is lightning, it is taking bit time to refresh.
Right. Okay.
Most of the times, this lightning will, pull the layout from the cache only.
Lightning is what being used mostly right now in the industry.
Yes. Okay, so since you are asking about the lightning page, right? This is what the lightning interface. That is why it is like this. If you see, if I go to home page, we have all this stuff, right?
Right.
Let me navigate to classic and show how this looks in the classic page. Lightning is more user friendly. If you see here, yeah, it is somewhat
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
older
Okay.
version, right? It looks like a older
Right.
version. This is how it is like. The home page itself is like this. Even if you want to create any record also, let me show you how it looks in classic.
To switch from classic to lightning, is that like a upgrade project or just
No, just a click away. Yeah, we are just click away. Like, see,
okay.
where we can switch to lightning after clicking over here. So in the classic mode, if at all I create new, see, this is how it is coming, right? In the same page. But in lightning, it will be altogether a new pop-up.
Correct.
I think issues with Salesforce only. Even I'm working on reports in my current project. It is taking too long. Now
Okay.
also, if you see here the demo project, it's not showing anything. The phone number field is not showing up. Demo parents, new, it's still not coming, right? But it is already created. No issue with permission also. Yeah.
Right.
So the lightning, it will show a pop-up, and in the background we can have this, you know, already the
Yeah.
records which we already created will be present over there. Upon saving it, it will be present at the list view level. Now we're talking about schema builder, right? So we can create all the fields from the schema builder as well as the object manager. And if I go to objects and select all, right, it will show all the objects which were present in the R. See, this will be very clumsy. That is why I have selected only 3 to 4 objects for demo purpose. So in the right bottom, you see all these objects were present, and these are the relationship with each object.
Yeah.
And let's discuss more about the fields and data types. Okay. So I'm just clicking on new. Barkavi, I take that as you're clear with the concepts because you are
Then I will just go through that earlier session. Might be I just missed that thing. Fine. Yeah, I will go through that and let you know, Praveen.
right.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm not
that's why I
hearing your
mean.
voice, right? See, if at all you are not clear with any concept, you can stop me there because these are just basics, right?
Yeah. Just like creating that one, and yeah, it's basic. I mean, might be if you go through that one, it will be clear. I thought
Okay,
both of
fine.
these.
Just go through
Yeah.
that because we have discussed about the basic concepts itself.
Mm.
And we know how auto number works, right? These are the data types. And similarly, just we created for this demo 002, it will be creating a auto number. If we select auto number, that is it. And for formulas, if at all we want to calculate any values, we will be using this formula field, data type formula field. Okay, let me go to opportunity or account for this. I want to showcase in account. So let's create a new field of data type formula and select next. And age. Okay. Age of record. I will be labeling this as age of record. Okay. And here we have these options, like what is the return type we want to select. So we have checkbox, currency, date, time, number, and all. So for my use, like for this example, I'm selecting number. Based on our requirement and the use case, we'll be selecting the return type. I want to calculate some number value. That's why I'm choosing number. Again, we have here checkbox, right? Add this to existing customer report type. So that it will present in the report only. So this will be present for all the objects. Sorry, objects as well as the fields. So I'll be selecting next. And you see here in this layout, we have more options, right? Simple formula. In the simple formula, it is giving our user and account as the objects and the fields related to it. If I change the type to user, it will show user related information. So now I want to have this an account object. I'm selecting this. And in the operator, we have add, subtract, all the mathematical operators, right? And also there is a advanced tab. Let's explore that. So if I click on advanced tab, in the insert field, the layout got completely changed, right? So earlier we have user and object only. Now we have system, user role, organization. Okay, now I want to create a formula field and account only. That's why I have selected, I have navigated to account. And these are the fields I have. I can use it for my formula field, all these things. And this is last modified by will give the last modified by user related information. This is a lookup. The right, greater than symbol is showing so that in the right side it has its own fields, right? Account owner related information. If I select account name, it's ending over here, right? That means we have selected account name. If I select owner, I have option to choose owner, city, company name, contact again. If you see here, we have one more option here. Like I can select contact related information. From here, I have again contact owner. So it will be giving till whatever the relationship it has, right? Till the child, it will give option. So for now, I don't want to consider all this. I want to have account created date only. So I need to check created date. Okay. If you want to select this, we can do this and insert. So created date will be coming to the formula area. So in the right side, we have multiple functions. Date time functions we have add months, date, date time value, and there's a help text also here. Help on this function, and also how syntax, and with a minimal explanation. If you select this date time value, and we have to give an expression, right? This is what the syntax is. If I select this, this is what the syntax, and in the expression we have to return uh, month, day, or year, whatever we want to extract from this particular date. For now, I'm not bothering about this. I'm just showcasing what are the date functions available. And for the logical, we have and, blank value, case, we have if, which is more useful because we will be using the case and if for most of the complex scenarios, right? Not, null, number, or all these logical functions were there. For maths, we have exponential. See, we will not discuss each and everything, okay? Because this will be something as an exercise. We like you guys have to explore and come up with questions if you have any, because there are multiple options for everything, right? We cannot dig into everything. So for now, I will be showcasing an example of formula field, how we are creating it, what we are calculating it. So I want to create a formula field and account object to calculate the age of particular record, like any record. So how do we calculate it? So when I want to calculate age, right? First, I need to understand when that was created, right? So let's go to date. So the logic formula I have in my mind is I want to calculate today date minus created date so that it will give the number of days that record is created, right? Let me check for today whether we have anything with the today from date options. Yes, we have today. So today returns current date. And I want to minus, like subtract today date minus created date.
Please
So
unlock
created
your
date will be
device.
present in account. Someone is saying something?
No, that's fine. This
Okay.
Alexa.
No problem, no problem. Now, okay, let me close this. Date value. So what date value returns? Date value returns. Let me open this in a new tab. It not open. Help on this function. Okay. For assistance on any of the functions for formulas or validations, we can open the help text and see how it is used. Okay. Time value, date time value. Okay. It's giving with the example. So now I want to have date value in the expression. I will select created date. Insert. And we can always check the syntax because we will be end up doing multiple complex formulas which will have more number of parentheses open and closed, right? So in order to, before saving it, we can check for the syntax. So it says no syntax errors, and compile size also it's giving. If at all I want to give any description, this will be useful for the developer and this is for the end user, right? I'm not giving anything. I'm selected treating blanks as a zeros only. And when I click next, I want to save this record. Sorry, I want to save this formula field. Yeah, this is the profile page. I will click next. I want this to be present in all the layouts. Save. So let's go to accounts. I'm navigating to one of the account record. I'm going to details page. Still, it is not mopping up. Let's create a new account record. If we can't. Okay. Let me refresh because today system is taking too much time to, you know, take effective changes. I just did a hard refresh. Let's see how it behaves now. Okay, fine. So now it is coming now. If you see, there is a pencil icon for every field except for formula, right? Because formula is auto calculated, which is not being used by like entered by user, right?
Right.
Irrespective of the permission, we will not have edit access to this.
Okay.
So we cannot edit this. It will be auto calculated since it's a formula. So for any formula fields, we will not have edit access. So I think this is the account created today. That's why it's giving age as 0. Let's check for the other accounts.
Okay.
It shows 30, right? So let's see when this was created, whether it's giving correct value or not. So created date will be at the last. Okay, it's created on 12th, sorry, December 10th, right? And the age is 30.
Okay.
So that is how we create formula fields. Like
Okay.
we have plenty of options in terms of formula field. We can do all the math related. We have already seen, right? And return type also we have test, checkbox, everything. For now, I have covered only one, and I will be giving some exercise to you tomorrow because we are close to 8:30, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And similarly, in tomorrow session, we will be discussing about few more formula, different types of formula creation for text type 1 and numeric as well, for number as well.
Okay.
And we will cover all this stuff as well. Like we will not create each data type, but we will
Okay.
discuss in detail about the relationships, okay, which we parked it for later sessions. We will discuss about the relationships and all the field data types which we created, and also about the layouts tomorrow. And
Sure.
I request Barkavi to not to miss the session of day 2, so that you will be in sync with us.
Yeah, sure, Praveen. This week, hereafter, like, yeah, that 2 days only I had a earlier plan, so I will not miss these sessions.
No problem. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I want you to go through the demo like day 1 and
yes,
day 2
yes.
and come up with your
Mm.
questions, so that going forward you will not have any basic level of gaps.
Yeah.
Any questions on today's session?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to go through that, and if anything, I will let you know tomorrow. I mean, right now, as you explain, it's all clear. I mean, but still, we have to try it, right? Then only we'll.
Right. See, if you look
Yeah,
at the demo, you will not have any questions. So when you try to,
yeah,
replicate, then you will end up getting more questions.
yes, yeah. That's why. Yeah,
So I request, I want you to go through the demo, like day 1 and day 2, and also create a formula field or create any custom object, whichever we
mm.
created today. So
Mm.
that you know, you will have more questions. Like you will end
Okay.
up getting like, why are you selecting this particular checkbox and all, right? And
Yes.
parallel, you can go through the today's session also. This recording will be shared by Prasad to you. Okay. Still, you're not able to understand. We can get that sorted tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's all for today, and we can connect tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Praveen.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.